Hi everyone. We're trying to work out whether Charlie's drinking blood or not.
Uh,
I'm
So out
not.
of context.
Wait, you're all in the wrong place.
Oh no.
Wait, we'll be back in 1 second. It's gonna have to be Fix It Live.
Right, you ready?
Also moving you first. Whoa! Charlie. Whoa!
Oh, I felt that.
There we are. Everyone's good now.
Hype.
Kind of.
I didn't even finish my tweet. I got halfway through and got distracted by Virginia's hair.
I'm sorry. It is very bright.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
It's bold, but it's nice.
the whole color matching all the way down is good.
That was an accident.
Are you actually blood?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, that would explain a lot about my attraction
So
to you. Right?
yeah, watch out because Charlie will be after you.
So much love.
I caught the first bit of your stream this morning, Virginia, but how was it?
Yeah, it went really well. They didn't weaponize tribbles like one of my other Star Trek groups have done. They actually uncovered the conspiracy and found a way to also save the tribbles.
Yay!
So it was, as somebody put it in chat, quite wholesome. There was no combat or anything. It was just chill, fun role play.
Oh,
Excellent.
nice.
So yeah, it was good.
Nice.
Love it.
All right. And Charlie, you've got Lost Girls this evening, right?
Yes, I
Sweet.
do.
I can write to it, thank God.
And we're not doing timey-wimey stuff this time,
Yeah.
so it will be less weird for you.
No weirdness. Yeah.
No weirdness. Don't take us back to the Vampirium. It's not nice there.
No. And also, what have you been up to and what have you got coming up?
So my lot of players have just finished one of their sort of quantum leap style leaps, and I'm about to jump them into a new one.
Oh my God, no way.
What I'm quite excited because I've had a quiet chat with one of the players, and instead of them leaping into the new bodies, I'm actually going to have them as one of the normal people. The players are going to leap to their past, and they're just going to play the past version of themselves.
That's so cool.
I love that. I really want to play a Quantum Leap game. That's something that's like on my to-do list.
Yeah.
I love that whole setup.
That does sound so cool.
Which system do you use?
I'm currently it's D&D 5e currently, and
Nice.
the idea is that the players are jumping into heroes of the past in different locations, and so I've got a whole bunch of short pre-gens here that I'm just running them through, and they are playing the heroes in those pre-gens in different planes, in different times, all kinds of different things. There is a meta plot going through the whole thing of other people are going back to try and make them go wrong. So I get to retheme all these adventures that different people are taking over different bodies in them, but it does mean that I get to try out a lot of different things. It's good fun.
Oh, thank you, Redundant UK, for the host. That's awesome.
I don't know why I waved, but Tom, if you're here.
Yeah, give us a wave. Hello, Lady Purple.
Hey, Purple! Okay, so Purple, I'm going to talk about this real quick,
Okay.
was the person I first played D&D with online.
Oh,
Very
cool.
first
No way.
game of D&D online that I played, which was actually my first 5e game. Purple was one of the people that organized it, and we played together, and it was really intense. It was like a 9-person campaign doing Out of the Abyss, and there was a lot of PvP that happened because it's very tense down in the Out of the Abyss, trying to convince each other that what you're doing is the right thing. And Purple played the rogue, and I played the paladin,
That's awesome.
and yeah, that's the wonderful Purple.
Well, Purple, have we got a game for you? This is 5e, but modern and spies and crazy action, espionage, all sorts of stuff. Guys, we have a new character creation document.
Yes.
Ooh.
It should be in the Bravo team folder, and it should be labelled as 1.2. Creating character for testing, version 1.2. So this has got some tweaks to it, bits and bobs that I've changed since our feedback. So the background stuff is all like we talked about. So maybe we flick to that first, just like I'll show off a little bit.
I did notice the character sheet reflecting some changes. I'm quite excited by
Yeah,
this.
skills have changed too. Do my bookmarks work? They do. Awesome. Cool. All right.
My Google Drive is taking a little while to load up. I will be there.
It's all right, Charlie. Let me take it through you while it does. So, background traits now are all changed up from 5e. So actually, the first thing you get to decide is your double life, and this is your civilian life, basically. Who you are outside the agency, what complicates your personal life. You can describe your friends, your family, your kind of standard of living, all that kind of stuff. Basically, your double life could be used against you if you were captured or discovered or something like that. So it adds a little bit of complexity to people's private lives.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's kind of the idea behind that, as we talked about, I think, a few weeks ago. Because I think it's also important for people to think about who they are outside the agency. But then I've also included just a kind of sidebar there about how, like, it doesn't have to impact your game too much. If you just want to be, like, I'm trying to think of the kind of film equivalent, but like, if you just want to be someone who's just focused on their work, focused on their agency, like old James Bond, like, we don't really care like kind of where he came from, but new James Bond and Daniel Craig is all, and the kind of the origin story of not Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and all that kind of stuff could be really interesting for your characters. So
it's
that's
kind of like how in Mission Impossible it starts out, we really don't care about their backgrounds at all. He's just a spy and he's being turned on by his agency or whatever. But now it's all about like him and his unit being friends and getting down to things.
Sam, I'm looking at these backgrounds, and you've still got like sport, government, diplomatic, criminal, and academic. And this might not be a theme that you want to play with, but what I was just trying to think of was, what is it? Like Kingsmen or, God forbid, Spy Kids kind of thing. Like younger spies, not like kid spies, but people who are still in university almost.
I'd be so down for a Spy Kids game.
That is Alias. She's still in uni, right?
Mm-hmm.
Younger spies is totally a mode of play that can be expanded upon. Because like I said before to you guys, I think, you know, I want this to really be something of a toolkit for people. Yeah. So cool. If you want to play your Spy Kids with your kids, then you can do that.
Cool.
You know.
The other thing I was thinking about when I was thinking about Lost Girls is how actually you could use this system to be vampire hunters real easy, and you could do your own Buffy the Vampire type thing. You just write your monsters a little bit beefy to match their supernaturalness.
Yeah.
This gives you all the toolkits to make that sort of action character. So you could do Blade, you could do Buffy the Vampire Slayer, whatever floats your boat. This would work so well for that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the classes fit some of the stereotypes of like the vampire hunter is very ranger-esque. Sorry, I'm just going back to these things. The hacker's more difficult because it's very specific to like a technology-based thing rather than a Buffy supernatural hunting thing. But a lot of these, infiltrating places and stuff like that would work just fine.
Yeah. So the second background thing we have now is your secret. So this could be a valuable piece of personal or political information. But it definitely could compromise somebody or something if discovered. So it's something that only you and maybe a couple of other people actually know about. You may have discovered it while you're on a mission, and you've not shared it with your team, or it may be something personal to you that you keep from your agency. If you think about Alias and the amount of difficulty she gets into, like with her dad being on the agency, but actually she's working against them for the CIA. It's all that kind of stuff. So your secret's always going to be valuable to somebody. So again, it's something that could be used against you, or somebody could profit from actually finding that out. So, there's again, I know it kind of strays a little bit into double life, but it gives you something very specific to work with. The idea is to let you frame that, or give you a list of different options to help you figure that out if you don't know right from the start. And then I did keep Ideal and Bond, just because I think Ideal's nice, because then it kind of, rather than like abandoning alignment and abandoning political alignment, this is more just about, what drives you and what your ideals are, that kind of thing. And then Bond is a special relationship to someone, because I think more and more, and I think it's quite important that games now are putting relationships to the forefront. You think about a game like Fiasco, where you basically character create through relationships. So I think a Bond where you establish a relationship either with an NPC or with one of your fellow player characters is really key now. So that's why I wanted to keep it too.
And I do love that more and more games are building it into the mechanics because they have so much work in session 0 of, do you want to be friends? And you know, you're having those awkward relationships of how do we know each other? Whereas if it's already built in, you already have like that grounding. And as a player, it makes it easier. And then as a DM, you've got so much ammo. I mean, what?
It's like you know me. Yeah. So we kept in. So just on this draft, guys, I've kept in all the normal backgrounds academic through, and they're all going to stay pretty much. I do have a couple of questions on bits that haven't quite changed yet, but also academic is the only one that has an example of double life, secret, ideal, and bond at the moment. So hopefully that will help you out framing your own. All right, but so let's maybe go back up to the top, and I wanted to get you guys to pick something else, maybe something that we haven't tried yet. So I know we tried Face, Infiltrator, and Soldier, but I wonder if we can do other things, basically.
So I was thinking about this earlier, and I've got 3 ideas. So if you guys have also chosen any of them, I'm happy to take, you know, first, second, or third. And it was basically Hacker, Medic, and Infiltrator I was excited by.
I would really like to play Medic because I play clerics and like everything.
Cool.
I even play cleric in Game of Thrones right now. I found a way.
Cool. All right.
But if that's okay, unless Virginia, you really wanted to be the medic, then I'm happy to be something else.
Oh, no, like we don't as a group have to be those 3. Sorry, I don't want to.
No, I know, but I was like, because I'm shotgunning medic, I wanted to make sure, like, if you really wanted to be medic, it's okay. I will be something else. You're muted, Virginia.
You're muted.
I do that every time. No, I was interested in the gadgeteer.
Ooh.
Okay. Cool.
I like the whole tinkering thing.
Yeah, so that's technician as a
I'm
class.
super
and then
curious to see how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had gadgeteer in my head.
That's That's the
The subclass.
subclass. Yeah. It's one of the archetypes.
In that case, I'm down for trying a hacker. I realize that they are the wizard in terms of complicated choices, but going from soldier to this, I'm down for this.
This kind of sounds like a support team.
Mm-hmm.
Literally all 3 of them. I'm wondering if I should then not be the medic and be something else.
Well, so if you're the medic, then if these guys need to actually go in somewhere and do some wet work, then at least you're on hand to like heal people up.
Yeah.
Because what we learned last time is that guns are bad and they hurt.
It's true.
People do all over.
But you know, you're clever, capable people.
I mean, you did survive being shot in the face twice, Virginia.
I mean,
Good on you.
That's true.
We have also been told that we are not allowed to be disasters this time, so
Strictly not disasters.
But I really want to run across alligators on a river.
Mate, that is my opener. I haven't got an adventure yet for next week, so this is going to happen. Running.
I want to do the live and let die.
Sam, can I hack into the alligators?
Yeah, they've got to be electric.
They're actually
Robots.
animatronic.
Is it like
Robots.
Disneyland? Are we hacking Disneyland? Is that-
Alligators.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes, can we just
Yes,
find
hacking
Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Amusement park.
We've got to find
For
'cause
copyright reasons.
it's cryogenically frozen, right? Can we find
Find the head. Maybe the head is actually controlling all of Disneyland.
Oh my god, it's like the Wizard of Oz.
The head? Oh, head question mark? Okay, cool. Right, so that's got me for next week. I'm good.
That's my head cannon.
Oh.
It's terrible. All right. So I've given you guys some more character sheets on the Google Doc thing. Charlie version 2, Oz version 2, and Virginia version 2.
Oh, my codename has to be something like some terrible hacker thing.
Neo, Morpheus, Trinity.
Jen.
I'm going with cliches here. Come on. Anyway, so yeah, some skills have changed. So hopefully, if we pick up any redundant ones from previous version, then let me know. But
You could be short circuit.
I like that. Or batteries not included.
He's not included.
That
That's
would be Virginia's name.
Yeah.
We just name ourselves after robot movies from the 80s.
this is how we end up being disaster spies.
Oh,
Does
no.
that make me Johnny Five alive?
Yes. So I took out drive and pilot as skills, and now you just have vehicle proficiencies.
Okay.
So the classes should come with their own vehicle proficiencies.
Charlie
And
2 is locked for me.
what?
Oh, no, I mean, it was just slow loading. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think my code name, if we're going to go with 80s robot movies, my code name is Terminator, but it's got an 8 and an R. Terminator R.
Oh, yes, bravo. Yeah, I like that. No, let's get back to that.
I feel like I'm the worst at doing names.
It's fine. Just get other people to name you. So perception that was missing from this just on the sheet is there. Sleight of hand has now taken over from lock picking, so let's delete that because I forgot to delete that in my haste today. That's on Charlie's there. So get rid of lock picking. And survival is in there obviously because we missed it out from last time. But aside from that and the vehicle proficiency thing, it's all here.
Okay.
So let's look maybe first for the benefit of this actual broadcast and audience. Let's look through the first one. Hacker. So hacker kind of squishy, I thought, in terms of 1d6 hit dice.
I'm gonna try and avoid doing the nerd voice. Oh my god, yeah, it won't happen. But I can see the little squishy.
I think you'll find that.
I think you'll find that it's not a hacker. It is in fact a
Cracker.
A cracker, a fisher.
That
Do
felt
you even CSS?
yeah, C++. So I mean, I thought that was thematically appropriate.
It was. I probably got beat up in school.
Oh, don't say that.
Were you part of the nerd head? Because now I've got Chuck in my brain as my spy reference here.
I probably, at the very least, I was in some sort of IT club.
Were you an Apple genius?
Maybe.
We realised they're not that smart.
Is that my double life? Is I'm in the genius now.
Yeah.
But I hate it. It's like
I love that split screen of a boring dead Apple store, and then you running for your life with explosions behind you, and a Mac Pro in your arms.
And it's like at the end of some big thing, I rush back to the Apple store and I take off the mic and stuff like that, put on the Apple shirt, walk through the door, and I'm just like, "Hello, sir, can I help you today?"
Double life. I run tech support for Apple. That's fair.
Other companies are available.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have to have some homage to Apple, like the
Pear
company?
Yeah.
Love it. I always loved that bit in Forrest Gump when he's like, "I invested in some kind of fruit company."
Cool. All right. So 6 plus your con modifier, whatever that will be later.
Okay.
I've been a Muppet and haven't put a vehicle's proficiency in here yet for them. I might leave it at none. How does that feel?
Vehicles. Yeah.
Are there remote control vehicles?
Oh, there are unmanned.
Drones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That. It feels like maybe I should be able to do drones.
Yeah. That's cool. Maybe cars.
I was thinking at most of Vespa.
Motorbikes as a category. That could work. Maybe it's a gadgeteer.
I want to see more
The gadgeteer.
cases that involve bicycles.
Yeah. So for Black Cat's mod for James, the gadgeteer does have unmanned anyway, or at least a choice of
Unmanned drones.
Yeah. I've got unmanned as the category at the moment. Maybe remote might be a better term. I'm thinking of something that's a little more gender neutral and a little bit more, I don't know, just sounds better. I think sounds right. So I'm still getting that. But then we've got equipment, which maybe we didn't have when we first started testing for each class. Should have at least.
Okay.
So we've got bits and bobs for choices there for you as well. The equipment chapter should be up there in the folder as well, and I haven't made any changes to that yet.
So this time, are we going to be getting a kit in the field, or are we going to start with the equipment that's listed?
So you'll get your class equipment, and that's what you keep. This is your stuff.
Okay.
And then
equipment.
at the beginning of the next mission, I actually, because we haven't tested requisitions yet, I want to see how you guys feel about it and what it's like for you.
Perfect.
Because we can go through Rivet counting, like actually counting every single dollar, if I can between now and then price everything. Or we can maybe work around something of where you just get some, like, a certain amount of picks.
I think it's worth testing both systems personally, because I know a lot of people love doing the prices and they like doing that counting and crunching. It's joyful for some people.
I am that kind of nerd. I quite enjoy it.
I think this character is that kind of nerd.
Alrighty. So let's whiz through a few of the features for people. So we're going up third level because we've done a Cub 2 levels, and third is where it starts to get interesting for a lot of classes. So you've got access to hacking actions, and this is a question for you guys when we go through it. So basically, you Oz at the moment get to know the basic actions for hacker. So you get access, you get encrypt, decrypt, install, modify, disable, delete, and attack. And these are all things that you can do at a computer, like literally clicking away, doing the thing, being all hackery. And it's not something you need any kind of specific software for, which is can be part of your equipment. And I wondered whether you guys feel that should be available for everybody, whether the kind of basic actions like that should be available to everyone, or whether you think keeping it as the hacker class means that they like have their role. It's kind of sacrosanct almost.
So looking at a lot of these, I think some of these should be able to be done by everyone, like accessing a system, deleting some bit of software that's not hidden, etc., etc. Anything that I would be able to do when I sit down at a computer should be accessible to everyone. And I don't see a GM ever preventing that anyway. Like even if it wasn't an ability to say, I sit down at this computer, I've got a Post-it with a password on it, I'm going to log in. Whereas things like encrypting and decrypting, rewriting software, that seems like a special skill just for hackers.
Cool. Yeah. So kind of a midway between that. Yeah, I think so. That's cool. Charlie V? Any thoughts?
I think... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say, I'm just having a read through of it now, so...
I think I kind of agree with Oz. I think, like, if you are in a position where you don't have a full hacker in your squad and none of those options are available to you, it's going to suck. You're like, I'm a spy. Do I know... did I not have to sit through a PowerPoint presentation to explain something to me? But I think I would almost put it down to kind of a GM judgment call in a way. But I think, intelligence roll it or whatever. If they can figure it out, they can figure it out. If they can't, they got to find another way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't like blanket rule it. Yes, you can do any hacking you want because you're a spy. That's not how it works. You specialized. You did specialize in hacking, but at the same time, you don't want a group stuck because no one in that group. So at least give them a shot.
Because no one took it.
That's kind of how 5e works in general. Is everyone gets a shot at it, even if you're not proficient, even if you got a -2 modifier, you can roll a dice and you can take a shot at it.
You can try, yeah, because otherwise you just end up with either having to really try and tailor a scenario to exactly whoever's playing at your table, or you reach that thing where it's like actually the most fun choice is now completely unavailable to everyone. So instead of hacking that door in and getting to do loads of kind of fun behind the scenes stuff, you just have to fight your way through or stuff like that.
It's kind of a staple that spies can like at least hack CCTV cameras. Like that, I think I've never seen a spy movie where they've been, no, I can't hack. There's no one has proficiency in MS Word. We can't do this.
So the people like, I have a certificate in that from high school. Like,
But yeah, no, you're right, Charlie. Like in every spy movie, I think people are at least competent enough to like press some buttons to screw up something. Like even if it's not anything in particular, but you've always got that scene where it's like I tap my fingers on the computer and something happens, no matter how minor it is.
I guess the way around it is that your handler takes care of it. I know that's how it kind of works in Covert Affairs. Is she calls Augie back at the CIA or whatever the organization is, and you call them and they remote hack in. If you don't have a hacker, maybe that's what you do. You call the office and you're like, I need someone, and they're gonna be like, it's gonna take time. You're like, I don't have time.
I actually love that idea.
That's a gear pick then.
And then the hacker would be, able to have greater levels of access, like be able to do all this stuff far easier. And then occasionally maybe you will get items that are behind physical barriers. Like there's a computer there, it's not linked to anything. Only the hacker can deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. All right. Yeah. And then I think you could always, if you wanted the slightly spiffier stuff like modify or attack or something, you could then multi-class into hacker, because then it gets you it straight away. So.
Well, I was thinking about, what is it? I think it's 5e feats for like the fantasy 5e stuff.
Yeah.
Have little touchstones, like you can be acolyte for. Which gives you a little bit of cleric-y stuff, but it's not multi-classing into cleric. That's a whole other war game.
Yeah.
Or in this, I don't know. It's like,
I think the thing about it is if you make it so that it's part of the organization, it's really going to build on the fact that, or it's going to build on the option of your spies aren't just spies when they're on missions. They're spies when they've got to go back to an office and report to their boss. They're spies when they've got to go home and lie to their family about who they are. And you're building that sort of scenario where you've also got social encounters that aren't specifically just to do with missions. So that's an option for building games that way.
By you talking about the organization, it did make me think, does the if we're doing things like the organization is hacking into places, does the organization level up? Does the organization, how many inherent abilities does the organization have that you can boost in some way? Can you buy additional resources for future, or like upgrade something so you get better access to
which is under the cover of you've got to send in form 22B subsection A, get your boss there.
So conceptually it's something that I'm playing around with and I haven't properly formulated yet, but it kind of comes around in the having mission budgets, and I was playing around with the idea of, if you can save an amount of money on your mission budget, you can get that in like XP or bonus, or something. But then it kind of doesn't reward you for bringing out the cool gadgets and stuff. But I am thinking in terms of monetarily, probably, at least, building up your organization, having a pool of money, using it or not, splitting profits, but then actually kind of mechanizing that and having a reason to build up the organization. So there's definitely awesome ideas there. I just kind of got to build it up a bit more. In chat, Ghosthack was saying about you could bring backdoor keyloggers from base if you don't have someone to do that. So we do have hacking tools, and there's actually like a tool proficiency for it. Let me just bring up the equipment chapter. And then hacking tools. So there's different types, like brute force attack, rootkits, scanners and stuff. All thoroughly researched on Wikipedia. And then they have different delivery methods. So you have to do it manually sometimes, or it can be something that just gets downloaded by somebody else, or it's remote. So if you have remote access to the system, you can get in yourself via a different actual device on the network. But essentially, so we have some hacking tools, and while they're built at the moment, a bit like spells, but they're built to be used by the hacker. I'm certainly wondering whether we can have it so that there are some that work automatically. So if you're building up for a mission, and if you're requisitioning stuff, then if you buy one of these and you don't have a hacker, maybe you can pay a little bit more to have them kind of work on their own or be installed by somebody else. Like there's this kind of NPC hacker that you can buy or something.
Or you unlock them as like a once permission type thing.
Yeah. Or even they only do certain things, so they might be able to access and modify something, but they won't be able to encrypt or decrypt. Or
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's kind of like some of the gadgets are that kind of like some of the support stuff. And I hadn't thought about the hacking as support stuff, so it's something I can feed in. It's stuff like, like drone strikes and strafing runs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of one-shot thing. Whereas we could definitely use hacking tools and port them into that, so that they're, like you say, like a one-time kind of thing, one-time shot.
They're kind of like magic items, or like if it was a cipher system, it would be like a cipher. It's a one-use special thing that you get that gives you this ability. But it makes sense when you're on a specific mission, you would try and access the things that you need for that mission. And if you don't have a hacker, you're going to call, your head of department and be like, look, we know that we've got to get into this. We know there's going to be a drone strike. What can we have? What can we afford?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so Oz, you got personal OS as well. So you have like a laptop, desktop, or a tablet or something. Yeah. But first level, it contains 2 first level hacking tools of your choice.
Well, I mean, under what situations would I have a desktop? I mean, unless we're doing some sort of typing of the dead, I'm carrying it around on my back kind of thing.
Well, it's more like remote access stuff, so it could be something that's back at base.
Okay.
But just options for one or the other. But yeah, like a laptop. I am imagining a portable device, and the more and more they become so common in life, like because we have set this tomorrow.
Yes.
That I think it's certainly some of the artwork I'm commissioning has those kind of tablets and tools and stuff, rather than, like you say, backpacking a desktop computer around with you. But your personal OS has its own AC and hit points because, the whole hacking duels where Cinema decides that just typing really fast at each other, the person who can type the quickest wins. So you could attack the integrity of somebody else's operating system.
This is my role playing.
Good job.
Yeah.
You got
That
it.
is actually my role playing. Half the time I'm like la 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 la. Oh wait, I'm meant to be playing. My bad.
So your hacking ability works like the spell thing. You got the save DC and the attack modifier.
So I would be able to hack if someone is actively trying to prevent me entering a system. They would be using the operating system armor class, or
so there are different firewalls that have armor classes and hit points, a bit like objects.
Yeah.
And operating systems as well. So if you wanted to like crash a system, you could just you as the hacker thematically, I think you could get in there and corrupt the system, do your own hacky stuff. I'll delete the OS. But yeah, so it all is based off of armor class, hit points, save DCs, and attack modifiers.
Okay, and so the hit points is the sort of lack of corruption in a system. Like if I wanted to take an entire system down, I would have to take out its hit points, as it were.
I would imagine that the hit points is the amount of data and coding an OS has. And I imagine armor class to be the integrity of that coding, how well constructed it is, and how its innate kind of defenses, I guess.
Oh, so if I wanted to, for example, modify a piece of code, I would have to take out the hit points, and at that point I've modified it to my choosing.
No, actually. Although there are potentially, the way I'm going to construct things for the adventure, there would be certain firewalls that would get in the way and that kind of thing. So you could attack those firewalls if you couldn't get around them for some reason. But there is, I'm trying my best to make it fun and thematic, but fairly close, vaguely close to bits and bobs that happen in real life. So a lot of the hacking tools that you'll have access to in the equipment chapter, they allow you to circumvent or get round certain things, or give you better access or stuff like that. And it's not really strictly kind of codified in terms of rules, but it more kind of tells you what you can do or what things do. So if a bit of spyware, or if a rootkit kind of gets you better privileges on the system, that's just an indication for the GM and the player that they can mess around with this thing much more than they could before. That's the idea, at least.
Okay.
And then as you gain levels, then you can install new software. And at level 3, you have 4 level 1 installation slots and 1 second level installation slot.
Right. Where are the installation slots? Like that I can choose? Are they in the?
So they'll be in the equipment chapter.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And that will give you your hacking tools. First level, and then there's a few second level as well.
I'm gonna have to spend the entire time while everybody else is working on their character going through all these different installations. This is exciting.
Yeah, there's a bit of work to it. All right, Charlie, let's have a look at the medic. I thought 1d8 for hit dice, so not uber squishy, because they kind of run and get into fights and trying to get people out of fights and that kind of thing. Embarrassingly, no vehicle proficiencies just here right now.
I like the idea of a 1d8 because I'm now having visions of these medics and they're in the gym and they're doing their workout montages.
It's true.
Doing the Baywatch runs down the beach. We could play Baywatch with the spy game.
Probably, yeah.
You're just looking for every genre, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, what do these rules work for? And it's actually a surprising amount.
Thank you.
That's the idea. It opens up so much because it's designed for a modern world, and there are so many cool scenarios where you can incorporate all of these little things. I was also thinking you could do a Stranger Things game real easy. Because you just make Elle a hacker type.
Yeah.
Does it with her mind.
Yeah. True.
Anyway, sorry, I was down a rabbit hole. But then you can also do creating classic like D&D 5e monsters and mesh the two together.
So meta.
Break the system. Right, okay. Sorry, we're making a medic.
If we end up fighting an Oidtooth or whatever the hell it's called, then I'm gonna blame you.
All I can now think about that now is tech beholders. Laser beams your eyes. I'm sorry.
That scene in Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones with the lasers. But that's a beholder and it's wielding lasers.
Yes.
Oh my days.
So do I have to duck underneath one of the laser beams with my butt?
Yeah, you got to duck under the disintegration beam with your precision butt maneuvering.
Yeah.
Roll dexterity.
I'm sorry. Derailing. Medic.
All right.
Healing. No, life.
Light and medium armors, simple ranged weapons. That's everything up to pistols. Melee, simple melee. But you've got quite a few tools, proficiencies. Actually, like you get all these. So first aid kit, lab equipment, and surgeon's tools. Yeah.
Cool about that.
Vehicles, like I think ambulance would come under like car.
Or truck. Is there like a truck division?
There is. Ambulances, like
ambulances. I would say a truck based on because one of my friends used to be EMS, and the way she talks about trying to handle an ambulance is much more like a truck than a car.
Okay, interesting. So that's heavy goods then, or like I've got heavy vehicles is the category I think. So
especially since the rule is like if it's smaller than you, you win. So if you're thinking about it that way. Like everything up to like a full on like 16-wheeler truck, you win.
Yeah.
And a tank and an aircraft carrier, which, as we all know, is the end game.
Yeah,
the end game's the limits. Sure. All right. Saving throws, intelligence, or wisdom. Skills. Pick 3 from athletics, infiltration, infotech, medicine, persuasion, and survival. Any you feel are missing?
Okay, I'm gonna make a pitch. I guess. Well, it's kind of covered by infiltration. I was gonna suggest tactics. A medic would probably have a hand in understanding tactics.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But it's also kind of covered by infiltration. It depends, because I still find like the difference between those two kind of a bit of a grey area in my brain.
Sure, no, I understand.
But I've always seen when they do these things, when you're doing planning, if you do have a medic on board, you do your planning with that medic. Because they are there with the health and safety guidelines.
I think for the sake of having both, we can include tactics.
but I think the rest makes sense to me. Basically, the ones that I'm looking at that are missing, I don't see why a medic would have them. Or I can't make a really convincing argument for why a medic would have them.
Yeah.
As a, as a class thing, anyway.
Insight's a good shout, too. Thank you, Hermley. Yeah.
I didn't realize that was missing. Not bad. Thank you.
Sorry, Sam, I'm looking through these hacking tools at first level.
Yeah.
One is just called Dave's Tool.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
Google it.
Okay.
I don't think it's called Dave's Tool exactly that way, but there is something about Dave, and it's a hacking tool.
Okay.
IRL.
Is that from like whatever is 2001 Space Odyssey? I can't do that, Dave.
I don't know the origin, but there is a genuine hacking tool out there.
Oh, Dave wrote the Hacker's Handbook,
right,
and stuff like that. Unmask is a tool to do. Well, there's like a lot of stuff he made. Okay, Dave Atel is a smart man who did lots of smart things.
All right, there we go. And then you've got some equipment to decide from. Including a submachine gun.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, what? I only want one since I've seen what you did with it in Acton. Now I'm like, I want one of those.
I'm here to heal people, not riddle them with bullets.
I guess if I gotta put them down, I might as well put them down quick and efficiently.
Yeah. Ouch. All right. Speaking of first aid, this is your kind of an extra one.
They call her the medic, but there's not much healing that happens.
Wow. Oh my god, Charlie. What? Okay, speaking of first aid, this class feature is your kind of usual, an extra D6 hit points during your short rests, and that increases as you level up. Diagnosis just it's more of a narrative permission thing, but gives you, basically you can diagnose pretty much anything. And if it's obvious, we don't need to roll. It's really simple. You'll like this one, I think, then, if you're going to start shooting people for no reason.
I'm now a war medic.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about a combat...
Oh, those evil Nazi doctors. It's happened. How did this happen so quickly?
Well, so you got your two specializations. So you've either got the doctor or you've got the biochemist. So there's that choice too.
Nazi war doctors right there.
Krieger.
But yeah, Charlie, you're like this. You've got vital points from second level. If you attack with a dexterity weapon with finesse quality, if you attack using dexterity with a finesse quality weapon, you can add an extra D6 bonus damage.
Syringe finesse quality weapon.
Yeah, I think it's only finesse. I think it's only dex. I don't think there's any strength going into that. And I guess you can just try and stab somebody with it, I guess.
Stab me real hard.
But yeah, you get a bit of bonus damage from just knowing where to hit the body.
Yeah, that makes total sense. That's the argument I made when I made I forget what she was, but it was a character in Warhammer, and I said, look, if I know the anatomy this well, I'm gonna know where to stab you.
Exactly. Yeah, and then specialization. So Doctor is really properly about healing people. And then Biochemist is about some of the chemistry and the kind of biological warfare stuff too. So it's about combating that, avoiding that, knowing about it.
That would be interesting to use. Like, I can see how it's aggressive, but I can also see how that's going to be useful if there's, an unknown package that's being dropped off and you don't know if this is going to be nuclear or it's gonna be anthrax or whatever, because those are always real cool scenes in spy movies where they're like, something's just gone off, get the hazmat team, we don't know what this is.
Yeah, and it's a bit of genuine spycraft. We've had quite a few headlines over the last few years about biological attacks. It wasn't a very fun chapter to research, and I don't advocate a group using them, but there is some options in equipment for little doses of stuff, and rather than being kind of potions of strength and stuff, I've maybe thought about how they could be.
I guess it would come
themed.
into that whole truth serum thing, barbiturates and adrenaline.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So take your pick of either of those and let us know a bit later on.
It's not torture if you're high.
Wow. Who are you people?
So
this is the reason that I'm not allowed to play clerics in D&D, because this is what happens to me.
I'm like the snuggliest cleric. I will run for my life to get to you, and I will heal you as hard as I can, and I will cry when you die. I'm just a fluffy person.
But Virginia, are you stating that you like torture people as you heal them, or?
No, I said I'm not allowed to play clerics. It doesn't happen. Because I very much just turn into the cleric going, do I have to heal you every time you do something stupid? It's just...
The person
I play the rogue. I can just sit in the background and go,
Charlie is the cleric of pain and suffering. You've been outed, Charlie.
I have actually played a cleric of torture in a Pathfinder game, Evil Campaign.
Right. Yeah.
But my torture was mostly I just strip them naked and make them walk around in front of me as a meat shield. Worked real well.
Wow.
So.
Like,
you worried about me with the rot, Sam.
Strip them naked.
Technicians. Technicians are like your sorcerers of the modern world.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, modelled on them, and we've got a D8 again. That's the hit dice.
Yay!
So you've not uber buff, but nice and
not too squishy.
Not too squishy. But I did give them a lot of proficiencies. So you've got all the armors,
yes.
Pretty much all the weapons. Apart from traditional melee. Mechanics tools, hacking tools, and thieves tools, all as proficiencies.
Ooh.
And then you're guaranteed motorbikes, cars, heavy goods vehicles, and unmanned vehicles. And then you can choose one of tanks, helicopters, planes, or ships.
I'm not saying that a helicopter might get us on an aircraft carrier, but it might get us on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Right. I'm writing helicopter down for your picks later.
You're gonna do like a Black Hawk Down style mission?
Yeah, sure. In an amusement park.
Well, I mean, maybe Virginia's day job is maintenance on roller coasters. Okay.
Is that your double life?
I mean, it's either that or it's just being on roller coasters.
Or maybe she's flying in Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and all the kids.
Yeah.
Executive helicopter pilot day job.
That's fair. And then 4 skills from athletics, espionage, infotech, mechanics, sleight of hand, and tactics.
Ooh.
Think anything is missing there, or nothing that strikes out as the right kind of thing for this?
Sorry, I'm just having a look at the skill list. I don't think there's anything. No, it doesn't feel like there is.
Cool. Nice.
Remind me, Sam, we do get extra skills right from backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah, you should get 2. And then you get to pick a submachine gun as well if you'd like. In that little equipment list there.
I think we've learned I can't be trusted with those.
Just can't be trusted with guns in general.
Probably not, no.
But yeah, mechanics tools, a tablet, thieves tools, a choice of those. So every class has access to one of these packs. So I've got infiltrator pack or work pack in here at the moment, and you can find that stuff in a sidebar, or it should at least be in a sidebar in the equipment thing. Believe just above tools or below tools somewhere. Here we go. So there is a list of diplomatic pack, infiltration pack, investigation pack, medical pack, wet work pack, wilderness pack, and undercover pack. And they all just give you kind of cool, flavorful little bits of equipment.
They're kind of the equivalent of adventuring packs versus
dungeoneering packs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Am I the only one who always defaults and just always takes the adventurous pack if it's on offer because I know what's in it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So there's those. Let's have a quick look through your class features. Technical services. So this is why the technician is awesome, because you get access to 2 first-level gadgets of your choice. So this is like not even. I'm gonna have to link you guys to the gadget soon, so that you can actually do this. So what I'm thinking with requisitions is each mission you're allowed a certain like gadget slots, and you can pick some gadgets to fill those slots, or you have like a budget where we actually cost out the pit stuff you pick. But the technician gets their own personal little array of stuff. So it's like modern modern Q, like young nerdy Q, who like sometimes goes out and does stuff.
Yes.
So it's about you having your own cool stuff. So I'll for next time export that chapter, what I've got so far, and send it over to you so you can pick. And then again, like spell slots, basically, we've got some slots for the technician. And at 3rd level, you've got 3 first level gadgets and a 1 second level gadget.
Cool.
I think technicians are going to be one of those classes that get picked quite a lot, because it gives you a whole new array of stuff that you can grab for your missions as well.
Sorry, Virginia, you go ahead.
So I was just going to say, when you like level the gadgets, what is the leveling based on? Just like how generally powerful they are, or?
Yeah, so they all have their own level. Again, like kind of modelled on spells, or modelled on magic items as well.
Right. Okay.
But using levels like they are with spells. That's what I've got at the moment, at least. So there you can take gadgets like at a higher level, and they will, like spells, they will kind of their effect will increase. There's also a lot of stuff that can default to a 1st level gadget. So the idea is that if you wanted to like you've got a phone, if you wanted to disguise the phone as something else, that's just a 1st level gadget. If you wanted to make something smaller, that's a 1st level gadget. So there's a few little options in a sidebar right at the top of that chapter that basically. So if you wanted like a normal piece of gear, but you wanted it miniaturized, like that's a gadget pick.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That kind of stuff. Your choices, though, for this class feature are permanent. If it's stuff like grenades and stuff, like if they're expendable, then you get refreshed. You get like reloaded at the beginning of each mission. But if they get destroyed or you lose them or something, then you've got to like pay out of the requisition from the next mission to actually get them back, or to replace them with something else. So it's not like you've basically got a load of free gear picks every single mission. You're kind of stuck with what you've got, so you want to keep them nicely applicable to most things, kind of nicely generic, you know? Yeah, budget crises. Yeah. We've got to tighten the purse strings. You're going out Naked Snake style. Acquire your stuff on mission.
It's going to make a Brexit joke then, but it's just too painful.
No, not allowed.
What is a dust suit?
You know when you're painting, or if you're like redecorating or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just a dust suit. Just what you see.
Redecorating.
Sure. Nice. It's what you see.
Like Dexter.
Yeah, it's what you see forensics people wearing, like police forensics and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All over overalls.
And
Yeah.
thanks, Hermley, what serial killers use. Yes.
Yeah, it's what you wear while you're painting over the bloodstains.
True fact.
Or while you're preparing to cut someone up in a room that you've already covered in, drop sheets and
So I went into Hot Fuzz and what they're wearing at the start of that. So I feel like I'm the innocent one here.
I went straight to Dexter and like forensics real quick.
You can repair stuff as well, Virginia.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's like you can repair objects.
Does that include like gadgets if they get damaged?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I have a question. How easy is it to build like a custom gadget? Like your own specific, this is what I want. Can you pick like, I want this to be a miniaturized cell phone, but it also does this. Like it's also a taser, for example.
Yeah, so you can do stuff like that, or you can incorporate other bits. Like I said, like that sidebar at the beginning of the chapter.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that like each thing you want it to do will either increase the level, or I think there was like almost literally like you can make something do one thing.
I'm just always curious because in my mind this is almost like modifying spells / crafting, and that's always like a really question marky area for me in 5e because there are no good crafting systems present in the base book.
Yeah,
I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of like alchemy in 5e, isn't it? Where they, although I never use those rules because they're really convoluted and it's like take a day times a thing and add a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, no, just no.
Easier to make 50 gold and go and buy your health potion.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have literally only just noticed I have 97 followers on Twitch.
Whoop, whoop.
It'd be awesome to get to 100.
Follow button if you haven't already. Let's get Sam to a new target this week. We already hit 500 followers on Twitter. If you're not following there, RPG Webby, hit the button. This one's the person.
Get him to 100.
Same for Oz. I can't remember what Oz's handle is. I'm really sorry.
It's Oz Mills.
Oh, that's easy. Oz Mills and Tabletop Horde. Go and hit that follow button too. You can unfollow me. That's fine.
Don't unfollow Charlie.
Never. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. But there'll be more on this channel with our Game of Thrones game starting in late April on Thursdays, and we're all really excited about that. It's going to be freaking awesome.
Last night we were all crying that wasn't starting today, to be honest.
Yeah.
It tastes so bad.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to Charlie, you being my stepmom. It's going to be great fun.
I am like, we played a little intrigue last night. Sorry, derailing. And I played like the evilest stepmom I could think of. Because our intrigue was that Susie's character, who is one of my other stepdaughters, wanted a pocket money raise. And I was like, no, you're not having it. But then I was bargaining so hard, and then Tom shot her in the head.
What?
Game of Thrones is savage, y'all.
Yeah, right. She's dead now. Sorry.
She's dead now.
Wow. Sam, I'm just making sure. Have you checked the absences document to see when I'm going to be away?
No.
Okay. You should be aware that I'm away twice over the next month.
That's cool. No worries.
Okay. Cool.
It's all casual drop in and stuff, so it's all fine. Everything is fine. All right, back to it. Virginia, you also get technical expertise. So at second level, you choose a technical expertise which focuses your experience and training in a particular part of the services. So this is your archetype pick. So it's already at second level. And we have Gadgeteer and we have Transporter. So Gadgeteer being, lover of gadgets, builder of stuff, tinker and that kind of thing. And then we have Transporter is the basically the getaway driver plus mechanic kind of thing. All that kind of stuff.
I'm definitely going to be going for the Gadgeteer. I want to tinker with things.
Second level, when you choose technical expertise, select one tool proficiency and double it.
That's cool.
That's basically just like a reskin of the expertise thing that some classes get. So.
Oh no! You saw me. You saw through me.
No.
You've got this gadget that does X-ray.
Yeah. Nice. Oof.
Ooh, those are not great stats.
Oh, someone, please, one of you, please, points by. Please points by at standard.
I'll points by. It's fine.
Thank you.
Sam, we probably asked this last time. What's the difference between infiltration and deception?
Infiltration is figuring out timing, getting into a place, casing a building, all that kind of stuff.
Right, prep stuff.
And deception, do you set?
Sorry, no, I mean more like stealth.
Stealth is the physical act of doing that. So infiltration is going to be... infiltration is going to be more the planning of it and the theory behind it. Whereas stealth is literally sneaking up behind somebody.
Okay.
Being able to be quiet, because it's based off dexterity.
Yeah.
And Virginia, at third level, you have become a technical wizard. Because I couldn't bring myself to write technical sorcerer. But you get 3 technical points. So
this is like sorcery points, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm feeling very called out right now. But no,
I mean this in a good way, Sam.
Yeah, no, in all seriousness,
and it works. Like it works,
right? Exactly. Yeah. So I felt it really marry up, so I liked it.
I like it. I've got Pinball Wizard playing in my head now, and I want to see Virginia's Gadgeteer playing on an old school pinball machine and just like rocking the shit out of that thing. And then we cut to underneath, and we see her little hacking device flickering away.
I'm not gonna lie, real life, I'm pretty good at pinball machines. So.
Oh man, pinball for Codename would actually be quite cool, I think.
I'm changing it. Yeah, that's happening.
There you go. And then, so this is my question to you, V. What I've got the actual techniques at 5th level because of the way my leveling has been working. Because obviously you've got the ability score increase at 4th.
Right.
So the only thing you could do at 3rd level is give yourself some more gadget slots.
I mean, that's pretty cool because I think either way at 3rd level, it's like spellcasters are weird in the in traditional 5e, they're quite squishy and not massively great at low levels, and then once they get to higher levels, they're really unbalanced. So I actually think this is a nice way to like combat that in that middle, like the middle curve between kind of like levels 1 to 5. Because I think if I had a bunch of other stuff as well, along with the ability to like give myself more gadget slots, that could make a technician quite OP. I think you could just have a gadget that does everything, which I don't think is the point of the class.
Yeah,
feels to me like that they're supposed to be a really specialist class. So as soon as you get to a point where it's just like I could just have all of the things, which means I could just do this from, you know, a van outside.
Although that sounds quite fun.
I mean, it does sound
just
quite fun.
A little van, just clicking away.
So what you've just discovered, Sam, is this also works great as a one-on-one RPG.
Could try it. Could try it 1 week.
I love playing one-on-one D&D.
I still haven't I haven't tried it. I'm always worried that it's going to be like too difficult.
It's not, because what you can do is you can give them followers if you absolutely need like an extra thing.
Stakes get higher as well. They can't just like murder their way through every problem. Yeah. They actually have to think about things and talk to people.
Yeah, I've played the only single like solo session I've done is for Song of Ice and Fire roleplay, but it was really rewarding because you just got a whole plot kind of intriguey thing done. So you're talking to different people, getting everything together, and seeing the plan kind of work. You know, so it was really, really
when I did D&D 1-on-1, it turned into a lot of more investigation slot.
Yeah,
going around, and if they did have to fight, you know, it was kind of semi-carefully crafted, but it just ups the stakes. It makes it feel more real. Like you don't go around, you just punch someone because they don't have any milk in the shop.
I mean, I think it was for 2nd edition that TSR released a bunch of like solo adventures. I think it was TSR, somebody at the time who was writing old 2nd edition stuff, but they like did specific adventures for each class, which was like 4 classes back then, but that did like single adventures. So it's not weird for D&D to be used in that way.
Because you don't always have more than one friend.
Alrighty, guys, have you picked backgrounds yet?
No. Should we go through that? Should we just do that as a like mini session 0?
Sure. I was just trying to figure out whether I wanted to be a white hat hacker or a black hat hacker. And I think I'm going for white hat. So I'm the nice one.
Are you though?
I'm lovely.
Alright, I need to find the backgrounds again. Someone down here.
Yeah, they'll be just below the technician stuff.
Academic, criminal, diplomatic, government.
I like the idea of the academic background because I just like the idea that like the technician is like a straight up just like nerd in both lives.
Okay, so what is the process, Sam, for making your character in terms of having that background life thing and then also having a background? Like, in what order do you decide these things? I know that players kind of do everything in their own order anyway. But what is the process that you presented?
In terms of full character creation?
Mm-hmm.
So pick a class, then choose a background, and then ability scores comes last, actually.
Okay. And then, so what do you do about your double life is what I meant, sorry.
So
where does that come in?
That comes in at the background stage.
In the background stage, okay.
Yeah. And then, so you record your... Say, I've got academic up here, because that's the one that I've got the example for.
Mm-hmm.
If you record your ability score increase, your skill proficiency, speed, nationality, languages, special advantage, and special proficiency, then the feature, and then after that, look at double life, secret, ideal, and bond.
Okay, that's cool.
So we...
Oh yeah, I see that. Sorry, I didn't scroll far enough.
That's cool. But you did what most role players do, which is not read. So...
Sorry.
No, but like that is a writing and design consideration. Catching people's eye, layout of the book, all that kind of stuff. That's obviously going to come a lot later because this is a manuscript. But there's stuff to always think about in terms of that. And it will have a much better introduction too, and it will build a little bit more on that. In terms of the background stuff.
Questions, Sam?
Yeah.
What are we using for stats? Would you prefer us to point by or roll?
I would this time round, because I was doing the pre-gens this week for the quick start, and I was buying them up. I think it was quite late one night. I was buying them up, and then I came back to them over the weekend whilst I was doing some finishing them off and then doing some editing, and I was like, these are really shit. And I've rolled them on like standard point buy, like. Some people don't even have above a 12. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. And then I realised I hadn't actually spent enough points. So it was part of the testing, and I was like, oh god, I need to check whether there was enough points. So actually, I still want to ask the question whether you think there's enough points or not, kind of standard. But I think you can basically get. I've got some arrays properly scribbled over.
Is it 72? I've got 72 in my head as a number.
Well, you can get something in the region of like 16, 14, 12, 10, 10, and 8.
Is that? Do you want to see standard then for point buying? So it's 15 points.
No. So it's got all of that in the final page. You've got your costs there under your ability score costs in the table. So going up to 12 costs 2, going up to 14 costs 5, going up to 16 costs 10.
Okay.
In terms of, are we using like standard, heroic, super spies for
standard?
Standard, cool.
I'm thinking that my character used to be a criminal. Like he went to jail for some, the standard. Oh, he hacked some government thing, and they easily found him because he was an idiot, and so he went to jail for X amount of time. Either that, or he is still on the run. Could that be a secret that he's still on the run?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
That's the perfect kind of thing.
On the run for a crime he definitely did commit. For hacking the White House. No.
Yeah.
The White House, okay.
Or the CIA or the NRA or whoever.
Like when you're 12, you just go for the big names, right?
That's true.
You hacked the University of Yale or something to get in when you're 12. And you got in, and it was real awkward.
I want to put that I hacked the White House. I hacked whitehouse.gov to replace all the photos of the president with something ridiculous.
Cheesy whatsits.
Don't, Sam. I'm so hungry.
Oh wow, those stats, Molothulu.
Yeah, Mol is all about the point by life.
Wowzers. 46, dropped the lowest. So my other variants are standard, yep. And then classic is roll 3d6 and just keep them. Heroic, roll 2d6 and add 6 to the sum. So there is rolling as well, but I've also got purchase as an option.
Okay, can someone do my stats, please?
You can roll, Charlie, if you want.
Point by makes me cry a lot.
You can roll if you want, Charlie.
I'm one of those players though. I get like serious anxiety over point by. I'm always like, I'm doing this wrong.
No.
Not mathematically, but like I'm not building the character right. Whereas if I can just blame the dice, it's real easy. And I live with my flaws. Like that's fine. Like my Rider Rohan for Wednesday's game has a 5 now in charisma because I had a 4. I rolled a 4 and I could only get up to 5 with racials.
How do you play that?
She has a shattered voice box, so she can't really speak very well. She's pretty gnarly.
Nice. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Like that low is a challenge.
Yeah. So even James is saying roll. Come on, just you're cool. I've got 2 people testing. It's fine.
I think I'm going to be French Canadian, which will give me my languages.
Quebecois. The worst kind of Canadian.
Now there.
Come for me.
Oh my days.
I've been thinking too much about channeling the Brexit energy for Game of Thrones.
Wow.
It is going to be Brexit the musical.
There's no singing. Okay, guys, don't get excited. There's no singing.
No.
Unless it's us all like bopping along to the Game of Thrones theme tune badly so that we can just have the music without getting copyright strikes.
Like I'm living in Scotland, so I've already got the Independence for the North thing going in my life, so I don't need it in my role playing games.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So so Virginia, you've got some of your proficiencies down in there. Some of the class feature stuff.
Yeah.
Just adding your other equipment in.
Do we have the file that tells us what the infiltration packs and what the wet work packs have in them?
They are in the equipment thing.
I think I want to go field and track this time.
Nice. Sports background.
Yeah.
So sports background is the only one that gives you the speed boost.
Which I thought would be real good for a medic.
Yes. And sports fits, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, like if you're used to like getting injuries, you pick up stuff that way, and you get interested in like how the body works and all of that stuff. I'm like the jock nerd.
So here's a question for everybody. Let me know in chat as well what you think. I have academic, criminal, diplomatic, government, military. I didn't do the right heading for, and sport. So I did 6 backgrounds. Are you guys expecting more? Were you expecting more, particularly the 3 that are testing, from what we've seen originally?
Part of me is like, yes, I expect more, but then the other part of me is like, you don't even use all the backgrounds in the back of the PHB anyway. Either I make my own and I go, these are the 2 skills I want, and don't worry about the feature because so many DMs overlook the background feature thing anyway. Or I go, soldier.
Yeah, sure.
Outlander.
It would be interesting to have a background that was almost like Rookie Spy, I think. In
like
taking that kind of like, still in training or like a more civilian-based background.
Consultant.
Yeah.
Could you even do like sort of Wunderkind style? Like, yes, they're a trainee, but they're actually really good at X and Y.
The protege background.
Yeah.
So not necessarily thinking more like where they came from in terms of vocation, but actually more about personality and ability then.
Who they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that would be interesting more for characters like the Face.
Yeah.
Because if you were, I don't know, you were a great salesman in your civvy life before you ended up here, that's going to have a huge impact on your ability to convince people and talk to people.
Or like if you were the super polyglot at university who could just speak 27 languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
I feel like
looking at more unique backgrounds rather than grouping them like this. So Molthul just asked, run through them again. So I've got academic. The idea here. Well, let's look at the feature. Maybe it will kind of give you some idea of the different backgrounds. So the academic feature is that for your years of academic and first-hand research, you have a better knowledge than anyone else on the planet for a specialist subject. So you get to name that specialist subject, and you get advantage when you're like rolling in relation to that.
When you're on Mastermind, you're fine.
Exactly. You've got this. Criminal, then. And I've used the feature for escape notice. So that is more like during a chase, as a bonus action, you can make the hide action. Okay. So again, that's kind of like just criminal as the background. Diplomatic. You grew up speaking 2 languages, and as such, you have another mother tongue, allowing you to speak 2 languages fluently, as well as a second language at level 1. So you basically get 3 languages you can speak at level 1. So that was the idea behind that. Was like maybe you were like a diplomat's kid, or maybe you were actually in kind of like some kind of diplomatic corps, that kind of thing. Government as well then is more like you were either what we call like civil servants in the UK, or you basically work for the government at some kind of level and department. And that's internal security, so that actually you know a little bit about some government servants, some government systems. Then we have military, and for military you get a rank of your choice in an organization or a paramilitary organization. The higher the rank you have, the more responsibility you might have to be called on by that organization. And then sport is the idea behind that was like being an athlete or having a history of maybe amateur athletics, that kind of thing, amateur sport. But keeping it again fairly loose. So they're quite broad in that sense, but cover probably quite a few specific circumstances. So, would you guys appreciate stuff that's more specific, and then having more options that way? Maybe having some more, I guess.
What could be a really cool background would be like race car driver, where you're like that international race car driver. So you have a good reason to have a passport that goes to a lot of places, and you know how to drive a car, and it can give you like a bonus proficiency, specialist vehicle proficiency or something.
Or just like celebrity or actor, like a stunt driver kind of.
Celebrities are very historically recruited to be spies.
Yeah. I'm also careful. I'm thinking about it. We should be careful about redundancy with classes. So backgrounds should always bring something that the classes don't.
I mean, remembering what other systems do as well is some of these give you alternate versions of the same thing. Mm-hmm. So, for example, diplomatic could have like a subtype that is actor, and instead of bilingual, it gives you something else. But or instead of the forgery kit, it gives you something else, like a disguise kit. But persuasion and insight feel like I think
the thing for me when I look at backgrounds, I'm looking for the flavor. Like when there's that sailor background, I'm like, that's so much flavor, and you get that, the pirate version of it, and I'm like, oh, that gives me ideas for the character. That's what I look to backgrounds for. I'm like, sure, you get your 2 extra skills, and it kind of balances out with your character. But when I go and look at backgrounds, I want them to give me like ideas and flavors of who is this person, what makes them interesting.
Yeah.
They could be, like this government. Okay, so who are they in the government? And I'm going down that road, and I'm looking for like it to give me flavor, to give me something to latch onto and build on.
I take it I can't just take the spy backgrounds and then just be good.
Get good, scrub.
You guys all took the disaster background last time.
We did. Disaster spy.
I feel really bad. Like I feel like I made lots of bad decisions in that game, and I hope to bring it back this time.
I was intentionally making bad decisions.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, we were told to shoot in the casino. We were told the first game we all did really well.
Well, it's when we infiltrated the big temple thing, and I straight away ran across the corridor instead of trying to hide stuff, and it just went straight into combat, and I was like, no, we could have tried stealthing this.
Sorry, Virginia.
That's all right. I was just going to ask. I find it interesting that the technician is proficient with hacking tools, but they don't have the option to receive any at character creation.
Like I was saying earlier, hacking tools can be got as part of requisitions at the beginning of a mission. So the group, there's going to be kind of 2 levels of it. There's your personal kit that you know and that stays with you, and then there's the stuff you requisition for a specific mission, and then it goes away again after the end of the mission.
Yeah, it almost feels odd that you have access to thieves' tools, But if you had I imagine that the gadgeteer would pick up gadgets to do that, as opposed to having like a thieves toolkit, in the same way that like an infiltrator might.
Yeah, maybe. I'll write that down.
That's always a sucky thing as well, when you make a character and they have proficiency in tools and then you don't get to start with the tools and you're like, I have to find some money for to buy these things.
Yeah. Well, the hacking tools is almost more of a category of stuff rather than like a set of literally a set of tools. Maybe a bit of a misnomer there, but yeah.
It just seems almost odd that they kind of have this option of like mechanics tools and a tablet, which makes total sense for what you want them to have, but then their proficiencies give them other stuff. So I don't know if in terms of like that looks like a tool list to me. So when it says tool proficiencies, because there's like an ability that doubles your tool proficiency, what does a tablet come under in terms of tool proficiencies in that sense?
Yeah, so the intention there behind that is the tablet itself isn't a tool. It'll be the hacking tools installed on it.
Right, okay.
Just like everyone has a smartphone, but
based on what Han was kind of just talking about in the chat, what if there's a background that's like the accidental spy? So you could literally be anyone you accidentally come into this. Obviously, it's one of those like the scholar or whatever, where it's like talk to your DM to figure out like what you're hunting for the scholar or the hermit or wherever it is, where they're looking for something in that background. Whereas this is like talk to your DM about how you accidentally became a spy. Because I love that idea. That would be like super inspiring to me.
Yeah.
And then you can basically almost like take anything, but as long as you can justify it in your backstory, limited to like take 2, but consider this, and you're like, I have proficiency in mops.
Oh, it just reminds me of a bad paranoia game. I mean, a good paranoia game that went really badly. Oh god.
But then I'm also that person. I really love playing everyday people, which is why I like Cthulhu games, because you are playing everyday people in this weird scenario, and it goes downhill, and you have to make work the skills that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it also falls into like Chuck, which is a great accidental spy story.
Yeah,
that's true.
Obviously, he gets buffed because he's got the super brain or supercomputer or whatever in his head thing. But it's such a great story of the accidental spy.
Spoilers. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry. It happens episode 1. It's
I know.
It's not my fault.
For our bond, do we want like a closer knit between our characters in this one? Like,
I think that would be really cool, especially with the double lives thing. I would love to play with that a bit more. Have, your double life call you in the middle of a mission.
I've just seen your kumquat technology thing.
That was the idea of your compatriot at Black Hats.
Nice, thanks, James. Amazing.
And I've got like my character has a kumquat tablet. It's got a little kumquat on the back. Hang on, I need to look up a kumquat. I have no idea what it looks. Oh, those things, yeah.
Your sheet's looking quite blank, Charlie.
That's okay. I'm talking to James.
Okay, cool.
Like inspiring, because I actually want to play a character that's not built by me, because I intrinsically break my characters early on, and it'd be good to actually play one who's not intrinsically flawed in a hideous way, because I think it's funny. What book is the creative point by rules in? Because I can't actually find it.
Should be at the very bottom.
At the bottom of
it's like the last page.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Last 2 pages.
So I have a question for Oz and Charlie. Do you reckon it'd be more useful for me to go with mechanics tools, a tablet, or thieves tools? Because we've got a hacker. So I don't know if I'm going to need a tablet as such.
Yeah, I'd go with like thieves tools, I think.
Thieves tools, yeah.
Although mechanic, because you're a gadgeteer, so you can maybe make kit. That'd be real cool.
Yeah, can mechanics tools be used for that, Sam, and like kind of like on the spot, like modifying gadgets or messing around with stuff? Cool.
Oh,
I think that's
then.
probably more thematic than thieves tools, because
it means I can fix that broken down helicopter we're definitely gonna find.
Yep. That's our exit. That's our exit point.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a hacker, I take it intelligence is the thing I'm going to need.
Yes.
Or charisma if I'm going to do some.
Yeah, charisma's kind of your secondary ability. Yeah.
Do you say catfishing?
Yeah.
If I want to start doing that, then
the charismatic hacker. That was all I could think of.
I think that says more about you than anything.
Well, I've said many things about myself today. Not a new low.
Oh, mate. Okie. How are you guys getting on with points buying, I guess?
I am running through numbers.
Nice, all right.
I'm here, like, when I looked at it, I was like, I would need to build, like, an Excel table to do the calculations for me, so I could just, like, change one in one column, and it would flag up red which ones I need to change.
Yeah.
So can I ask a weird question for the next lot of testing so that we can actually try and use some of, like, the language stuff as well?
Yeah.
And see how we can stretch that. What kind of part of the world are we going to be in so we can pick at least languages that might be appropriate?
You guys choose.
I think we should be in, like, Heartland USA, like Texas or Florida.
I'd be Pruitt in and be the bad guy.
That'd be so much fun.
Alright, move this away for a minute.
That would be amazing.
I could try.
You could ask.
I can always ask.
If you love all of us.
Yeah.
The mascot or whatever for the theme park could be Monk.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just saying, in Amsterdam or somewhere in the Netherlands, there is a really, really cool theme park. Europa Park. It did have at the time I went, like, the world's highest roller coaster, and it's just a blast. It's just trees and roller coasters.
We could be in Europe, like because then you don't know what language you might have to use.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to.
That might be fun because, like, the Netherlands speak a bunch of stuff. So.
Yep, they sure do. The other thing about languages and the inclusion of so many languages in games, but specifically in, like, a real world game, is because you choose them really early and you don't know where you're going, they can become so redundant so quickly. So sad.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Because where, like, Draconic or whatever could pop up kind of anywhere, you know, like, I can't think of an obscure-ish language, but, you know.
Yeah.
Dutch was only going to really come up in about 3 places max.
Sure. Yeah.
But then I think that's the thing about languages in general. But I just think in a real world thing, like, you'll feel like, I took French and I've never been anywhere that speaks French. Great.
Yeah, that's the thing. But language can always have the impact you want to have in the game, rather than, you know.
Have you thought about, like, downtime mechanics? Like, they're literally there on Rosetta Stone, learning a new language between.
I've started to think about it. Yeah, I haven't got that far yet in the design. It's still cool. A little bit in the nuts and bolts of, you know, characters and we had a good test of the you know, combat and infiltration stuff before as well. So I'm still getting this right and getting the quick start together. But yeah.
Totally. I just started thinking about downtime more, especially since playing Adventures in Middle Earth, where they have a lot of, like, that downtime is part of the game.
Yeah.
So I've kind of started extending that, thinking to actually I really enjoyed that. How does this apply to other games that I play?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
I've always enjoyed downtime stuff.
I think getting 16 in anything with standard ability scores feels painful because that's most of my stuff, but 16 feels like a good, like, high number. 16
is your +3 modifier.
Yeah.
At level 3, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. The stats don't go up hugely as well in, well, no, actually saying that they do, I suppose, in 5e, because you've got the +1s and +2 in.
But then you are still capped at, like, I think 22 is, or 24 is the absolute highest you can get with shenanigans.
Yeah.
Whereas you're mostly capped at 20.
Yeah, with the ability score increase for class features, you're capped at 20. And it's at 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th level for most classes. There's some differences. Soldier has some more increases, I think.
Oh, I forgot I could put things on lower numbers. So I could put something down to 8 and get a boost.
That's the way to do it.
Have you thought about when you do... Because this is going to Kickstarter, for anyone who doesn't know. This is going to be a thing that you can get involved with and check out and support. So keep an eye out for that. Have you thought about providing kind of a character creation toolkit in terms of like a little Excel that they could use to just put in the things?
I'd love to be able to have a little app, put something like that together. I'm looking at so I really like Roll20. So I'm looking at like some of their character creation stuff they do for 5e already. I'm looking at trying to. I'm going to reach out to them hopefully, and I'd love to work with them on developing something like that, like their compendium for that. But yeah, also I'm not the best at Excel. I have a vaguely working knowledge, like normal office job level of programming ability. But I'd absolutely. I mean, you've seen I've already started my Game of Thrones. All houses.
I think that'd be something really cool and fairly simple to offer as like a get people going.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I have got my stats in, so I have, including the bonus to dexterity that I got from being criminal, I have 16 intelligence, 14 charisma and dexterity, and then 10 in wisdom and constitution, and 8 in strength.
This is good. This is really good, man.
I think my handle is going to be Baywatch.
Baywatch, nice.
Your code name?
Yeah.
I'll put that in for you.
Thank you.
And is it B-A-Y or B-A-E?
Oh, B-A-E.
There you go.
Yes.
don't give me that look.
Look, you get your shot at killing me next session. Don't worry about it, Sam.
Oh, don't worry. I'll take it.
Take the shot. I dare you.
Snipers everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Like, if we want a closer knit group this time, do we want to have been friends or family or
we at the academy together?
At the Spy Academy?
Yes.
The Spy
It's now
Academy.
just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I forget what it's called. There is a place though where all the CIA agents train, right? Something Park or something.
So Langley's the HQ.
Langley, that's what I was thinking.
Langley Falls, isn't it?
What's that big military?
Like a camp, right?
Hogwarts. What's that military academy? Somewhere Point, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that place? I'm sure James knows. West Point. Thank you, Hermione.
West Point. That's the one. My brain today needs more coffee. It has no words, which is going to be a problem later. We will get many twisty handle throttly things.
Cool. And oven sponges.
Oven sponges.
So are people who are in the US military, like they're very linked to that, aren't they? So if the bond was to the military academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there was a training exercise that defined your relationship to somebody here, Oz, or maybe there was a rivalry between two of you. Trying to think of like academy things.
So I've got a -1 strength, therefore my ability to do the general athletics that you would require in the military, like I'm just imagining the
training stuff.
Climbing the rope and me having the sort of early Captain America inability to do anything like that. I think despite my vision of this character being like Chris Evans in The Losers, I think it's more like Chris Evans before he becomes Captain America.
What if it's like at the end of basic training they usually do like a survival thing where you get like just so many things thrown at you to pass it, and generally the squads could be randomly selected, so maybe we were just all thrown together, and it's like we had to get each other through it.
Maybe they dropped us off. They dropped the entire like group off of 50 people in random locations in the wilderness, and our three came together. And like
Hunger Gamesing this.
Well, I didn't mean like us killing each other. I just mean like we found each other and we went through the wilderness. Our survival was our like growing together.
Yeah. Absolutely. That sounds awesome.
I like the idea that it's basically the nerdy kids stuck together. You've got the hacking nerd, the like just likes toys nerd, and then the medical nerd. All of us just stuck together. Like everyone else is big and strong and good at this stuff, and let's just we did all like the annoying ways. It's none of the traditional routes of passing that kind of exercise.
Maybe you can hire the nerd team. Yeah, man.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad assemble.
I like the idea that we were like the next one. We had to survive 3 nights, and one of you managed to hack it, so we could just watch Netflix for like 3 days.
Yes.
Oh no! I looked up like I used it to look up survival things on YouTube.
We watched Bear Grylls for 3 days.
I built a way to like tap into some, satellite stuff. Oz managed to hack into it,
and I was there like, please don't drink your pee. Please don't.
Yeah, no one needs that.
They come and find us, and we've just made like an entire village, like that guy who makes like his little hut out of mud and stuff.
We're like dystopian Burning Man.
Oh my god. Yeah, possibly.
So we've got Baywatch and Virginia. What's your character name?
I'm going with Pinball.
Pinball.
I'm now imagining you as that person who can do anything with a stick of gum, whether it's using the foil wrapper or the gum itself. Like, that's your MacGyver.
I have exploding gum as a gadget pick.
Like, it's like Chewy C4?
Yeah. It's got a red end and a blue end, and you put them together, and then it's going to explode.
I'm only proficient with explosive ranged weapons. So if
Throw it.
That's fine.
No, it's okay. If we can do the thing where like you chew the gum and stick it onto something and then throw it and it explodes, that'll probably work.
Oh, like the old school like poppers that you throw on the ground to make the bang.
Yes.
So my bond is I believe Baywatch and Pinball and I will look after each other. I put I believe at the beginning there because
I believe. I think my bond is going to be I believe these 2 nerds can do anything.
That works.
Nice.
So literally don't fail me. I believe you can do anything.
It's Team Wholesome over here.
Well, you wanted not disaster spies, so
True.
now you just get wholesome spies.
So I've got double life. I run tech support for Kumquat Technology. My secret is I'm on the run for hacking the White House website. My ideal is information should be free, so long as it obviously won't hurt anyone. And Bond is, as I just said.
Because I really like Point Break, my double life is going to be that I travel with international surfing competitions as like their medic. And I think I have a girlfriend that's a surfer, because that's cool.
Nice.
I'm not sure what to have for my double life. Part of me kind of likes the idea that she just...
You can be a game developer.
Yes.
No, I'm going to fix pinball machines for a living.
Yes!
It's what I'm going to do.
You restore antique pinball machines.
Yes.
Sam, because we're level 3 hit points, are we taking the average or are we rolling?
Up to you guys.
I'm scared.
I rolled in roll 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the average.
I rolled really badly when I did it last time.
Yeah.
I regretted it afterwards. Because Sam's like, you should have just taken the average.
Yeah. It's the whole. So in chat, Black Cat's Gaming Tabletop, or James, the other half of Black Cats, he's Wargamer and has drilled into me the whole take the average, always take the average. It's always better. So.
Well, in this, the average you actually take higher than the average. So
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
What I've actually started doing in D&D games that I'm running is when people get hit points, I say you can just roll for it, and if you get lower than the average, take the average. That way you only get good luck, you never get bad luck.
You're so nice.
I like rolling for it because it tells a story. Especially if you're a hero, you've been battered around. Sometimes you just aren't gonna go up in a lot of endurance.
I know. I'm too nice, but I don't want my players to feel bad when they.
Yeah, I'm like that as a DM as well. I'll be like, just take the average, it's fine.
I normally tell my players like roll, and if it's lower than the average, take the average.
I've done it. Actually, my rule when I was DMing D&D was if you rolled a 1, you could re-roll, but you had to take whatever you re-rolled. So the odds are you were going to improve, but it didn't necessarily mean you were going to hit average either.
What I've done on creating character as well is gone, 46, drop the lowest. The first time you roll less than 8, take an 8, and then after that, every time you go less than 10, take 10. So you can have an 8, a 10, and then everything else is going to be good.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, it might end up with 8 and 5 10s, but still.
Yeah, that's fair.
Un bâton is dexterity attack, right?
It is not strength.
Okay, so I'm not going to be hitting anyone.
Where's my weapons?
It makes sense that it's strength because you're just aiming to hit someone hard.
Bâton is 1d4 bludgeoning, no properties.
Okay, I should maybe take a gun.
Yeah.
So I've taken the undercover vest.
Cool.
Just because the other option is basically a long leather trench coat, and my guy's not that kind of nerd.
Oh, damn it.
You're not a cybergoth?
No.
I'm a 2000s cybergoth with the insane boots and the full-length matrix coat.
I am really tempted to dress up for this, to get the nerdiest shit I can find.
Oh my god, yes.
I think I have some varsity gear I could wear.
Wow.
Or I could go full on Hawaiian shirt for the surfer reference.
Yeah, there you go.
Bikini Hawaiian shirt combo.
Nice.
I'm not wearing a bikini on stream. Sorry.
I was gonna say.
Twitch terms of service.
Oh man.
Like I want a jail free card and anything I don't want to wear. Twitch terms of service.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this sounds fun. I know I'm gonna sit and I'm just gonna write about this background double life now. That's the bit that I'm super into.
That's fair.
Kind of miss my garrote.
Oh.
Could you get a motorized garrote? So,
I was gonna say.
Push either side and it goes.
That's a gadget.
Source through the neck.
Go write that
Wow.
down. Charlie.
I know what I'm gonna try and get as a gadget when I say that. It's I don't have the strength for one. So for some reason I've just created a motorized one that does it for me.
A turkey carver on a string though.
Yeah, one of those weird electronic saw things. Yeah, turkey carving. Yeah.
It's basically like a portable survival saw, the type that you get coiled up in bracelets.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's basically what that is.
Yeah. Oh, so Virginia, you've gone with academic for your technician. Nice.
Yeah, I imagine that kind of comes down to she had to study electronics and stuff like that to be able to fix both the antique and the modern pinball machines. She would have had to actually be taught how to do that. So it's less of academics at university, but more that she did actually have to learn a craft.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Then that maybe is a nice delineation if I'm thinking about expanding out the backgrounds. Is separate between the proper academic study and the kind of
I learned how to do a trade kind of thing.
Yeah, like vocational stuff, or just all research, that kind of specific thing, that kind of first-hand research rather than academic study, which can be more secondary when you're reading books and looking at other people's work and stuff. Yeah, could be a thing.
It's just because, like, in one term, like, people do pick backgrounds that are interesting, but on the other hand, people also, because that gives you an ability score increase, you're not going to pick a background that doesn't help your skill set. In this, I don't think. You're not going to pick you wouldn't pick a charismatic background if if your whole idea is to have like high intelligence and high wisdom, like my character would be. Right.
I'm that player.
James, I don't know what you think these ability modifiers are, but they're not. That's not it.
Did he put the wrong ones in the?
He gave Charlie loads of really awesome modifiers that were far beyond what they actually should be. Like 14 was like a 5.
Whoa!
So you're looking at the ability modifier costs at the end of the thing, because I had a moment of looking at it going, wait a minute.
Yeah. I think that's what's happened here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's alright, I corrected it.
I am that doctor with 0 personality based on that charisma score.
Yeah, soz.
I'm here, like, I'm going to swap my constitution and charisma before next session. I know it.
That's fair.
I already get a D8 hit dice.
I can swap it for you. Do you want 13 and 9 swapped round?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry, James. You did a great job, but I can't play low charisma characters. They make me cry.
You just said that you've got one with 5 charisma.
Yeah, I know, and it was a real challenge. But she's like a full-on fighter type, and the other option was to drop her intelligence.
Right.
And I just didn't want to play. I didn't know how to play a 5 intelligence. Like, literally just knows, like, has had no education.
I mean, that comes naturally to me. Just.
Oh. Strength is like my custom dump stat usually. I do usually drop in it as well, but never that low.
I couldn't even tell you what my dump stat is. I don't know.
It's normally constitutional strength for me.
Yeah.
Although there is some fun to be had playing a really intelligent character without much charisma. It's just like, you know that you're right, but you can't make anyone believe that you're right.
Yeah. No, I usually find it's, unless I'm playing, in fact, I don't think I've ever played an intelligence-specific character until now, so this is going to be an interesting one. Oh God, cool. I'm the one who knows things, so it'll be like, actually, I think you'll find that.
Yes, does.
I don't think I've played many intelligence-heavy characters. I've done like wisdom-heavy because I played druids before, and that's always fun. It's like, I can tell this is going to be a bad idea, but none of you are going to listen to me.
Sorry, I was eating cashews. I was getting the hungers. I was getting hangry.
Oh no.
What's everyone's like ability scores looking like at the minute then? Just curious.
So my highest ones are, so intelligence is 16, charisma and dexterity are 14, constitution, wisdom are 10, and then strength is 8. So I'm physically quite weak. But I have the smarts and I can talk to people and dodge.
So, James has given me a really nice balance. I have 3 14s across strength, dexterity, and intelligence. And then I have 2 13s in wisdom and charisma. And then my dump stat has become my constitution at 9. But I do have that sweet D8 as a medic, so I'm already like a little bit better than a squish. So it kind of balance.
Better than a squish.
So if James is taking the average, then we'll go 8 at first level. Do you then minus 1?
Mm-hmm.
So 7.
7.
And then if we're taking the average, it's a 5 each time. We're down to a 4.
Yep.
4, 8, 15. Did I maths right?
Yep.
Nice.
You got the same number of hit points, Charlie.
How many do you have?
15.
Nice. 14.
Yeah, my scores are looking at, I've got an 11 in strength. I didn't really want to put that into minus numbers because she can use mechanics tools. So
I'm that super health freak who always has the sniffles. Just perma sniffles.
I've got a dexterity of 13, a constitution of 12, an intelligence and wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 12. So actually it gives quite a nice even... That feels like I'm playing a really good, competent character, but somebody who isn't just good at everything. Which I think is important for this.
Yeah, I think
nice.
So.
Coolio. Well, it's come to 6 o'clock. Charlie, you've got to get ready for Lost Girls. So
and you have a podcast to record, sir.
Oh my god, I do. I forgot about that. I'm on a podcast in half an hour. Not live, and we're recording in half an hour. But,
with who and where can we get it?
Let me look at my Twitter. 1 second. I am on the Roll of the Dice podcast. That's Roll with ROLE. Mm-hmm. And they are at roll_dice, ROLE_dice on Twitter. So I was asked to chat about DMing and writing because they've had people like Robin D. Laws and Jay Little on there. And apparently I'm someone that they also need to talk to, bizarrely.
They've heard about our Game of Thrones games and they're like, how are you handling these maniacs?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, so very, very quick plugs. If you're still with us, thank you very much. So the Spy game is going to be a 5e modern interpretation. Black Cats Gaming is going to be the indie publisher, so that's me and that's James, who's in chat as well under the Black Cats moniker. And we are going to be going to Kickstarter pretty soon, hopefully end of May. So over the course of April. That's our plan, at least. We'll have more reveals, more teasers and stuff, like a quick start. We'll be revealing the cover quite soon. That is looking awesome. So yeah, look out for everything as we start.
Come back next week to see how these characters do in the Disneyland disaster.
Yes.
Yeah, come and see wholesome spies instead of disaster spies.
Yeah, you came at the right time. You came at the right time. And like I said, on this channel as well, if you love your Game of Thrones, in conjunction with the season, the final season going live on a Thursdays from April 25th, Charlie, Virginia, and I, and some other awesome people will be role-playing as House Greenmont, just after the first Blackfire Rebellion, about 100 years before the TV show and the books are set, because I am that kind of Game of Thrones nerd. And it should be freaking awesome because we're all Game of Thrones nerds, really. And we've spent 3 nights of the last week chatting and planning and creating characters and all sorts, and creating the house as well, which is part of the fun of games. Charlie, anything you want to plug quickly? I know Lost Girls is on tonight. Anything else?
Yes, I'm going to plug Lost Girls tonight. If you use the hashtag New Amsterdam, you can send me an NPC idea to appear in today's game. I'm going to pick that right before we go live. We are in the 80s, so bear that in mind. The girls are going on a shopping trip today. We're going to the mall. And it's going to be a disaster, and I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Also coming up next week, we're beginning kind of finale season in the roleplay season world. So building towards that, and coming up on Wednesday, it's not a finale, but I get to introduce my new rider, Rohan, into the Adventures in Middle-earth game Everyone Encounter Roleplay in the 5 p.m. Eastern slot, which is 10 p.m. UK. And I'm very excited because I really love Adventures in Middle-earth. So if you like 5e systems, check out obviously the Spy game when it comes to availability, and also go and check out Adventures in Middle-earth from, I forget who the publisher is, but it's really good. I think it's Cubicle 7.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's really good. It's so well laid out. The adventures are great, so check them out.
Awesome, thanks very much. Virginia, what else have you got on? And hopefully you can plug Acton finale for me, which I forgot about completely.
Yes, so next Friday, 10 p.m. UK time, and I can't remember what that is stateside, I'm sorry. 5 p.m. stateside. You can find me and Sam and a bunch of other awesome people like Pruitt from WebDM, Susanna Grace, Shauna, and Callum from the Realistas podcast in the final episode of Acton Cthulhu 2D20, where hopefully we don't all die, and hopefully Cthulhu doesn't. I mean, we probably do. Yeah, I'm going to get the DM face off of Sam all week about this. Yeah, which is going to be awesome. I'm really sad about it because I've really enjoyed playing with everybody, but it's going to be really fun and probably a disaster for us. But other than that, I also work at Modiphius with Sam, so I do fun stuff with making games there. I've got some other stuff coming up, but nothing's confirmed yet. But if you follow me on Twitter at Tabletop Horde, you can find all that out.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Oz, what you got coming up you'd like to plug?
Cool. So on Mondays and Thursdays, I run D&D games under the moniker of Rollout, ROLE. And on Mondays, I'm running a game based on Quantum Leap called Eldritch Leap, in which the players are leaping from heroic group to heroic group, running through basically a series of pre-gens where they're trying to stop the bad guys from altering time to their nefarious ends. And on Thursdays, I'm running a game in the Eberron setting, the series of adventures that came out for Eberron 5e called Embers of the Last War. Both of those are at 9 p.m. In UK time, which I believe is 4 p.m. stateside. Feel free to come along and watch that. That is at on twitch.tv/osmills, or I can be found on Twitter or YouTube under the same name.
Sweet. Thank you very much, guys. Also, thanks for these last couple hours on a Sunday. It's always a nice little chill testing time. And then next Sunday, we'll be ready to kick some amusement park ass, I guess. I'll figure something out between now and then. Thank you for watching if you stayed with us. And this will be up on YouTube pretty soon. This is the second look at character creation, whereas we have had a character creation session in the past. It's one of the first episodes. But yeah, and just keep looking out for the Spy game as we come up towards the Kickstarter. Thank you very much, guys.
Follow Black Cats Gaming.
And follow Black Cats Gaming just under there. We'll see you soon. See you next week.
Love you, folks.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.